Well, it's now known as one of the nation's deadliest disasters in history. On August 8th, a wildfire started on the island of Maui near the historic town of Lahaina. And because of high winds, it spread quickly, leaving little time for people who live there to get out. Nearly 100 people lost their lives and hundreds of others remain homeless. Volunteers poured onto the island to help, and Nicole Sirak Irwin was one of those folks who went and helped. And she's the regional CEO for the Red Cross of Idaho, Montana rather, and Eastern Oregon. And she joins us here today. Nicole, first of all, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so we saw those photos and the videos of the devastation. I mean, what was it like for you personally to be there and witness it firsthand?
It's both heartwarming and heartbreaking. The whole thing happened so fast that it just took this whole community by surprise. But the community is really coming together. There's a lot of unity, a lot of resilience, but a lot of heartbreak and loss.
And I know you just got back on Saturday, so just days ago. How long were you there for?
Yeah, we go about 2-week assignments.
Okay. What was that? I guess what stood out to you the most? I imagine there was so much devastation. What stood out for you?
Wildfires are so unusual that, there'll be a part of the island that is absolutely open for business and working, and then there'll just be this line of absolute devastation. And so it's always so shocking to see that difference.
And you were saying this is your 8th time kind of being deployed out in the field there.
Yeah.
That's a lot to witness.
It is. At the same time, it's so nice to have the training and know that there's a role that can be played. And I joined over 1,000 people that volunteered and were on the scene very quickly. We're sheltering over 7,000 people on this response. It's one of our largest that we've seen in history.
And speaking of, I'm sure people are watching right now. I mean, how can folks get involved maybe if they still would like to help?
Yeah, lots of ways. You can get trained for a variety of different volunteer opportunities. We have over 250 jobs, and some of them can be here in Idaho. Some of them involve travel. Some of them can be virtual. So lots of ways to help. And actually, there's a blood shortage. Not only did we lose a lot of blood drives in Maui, but on the East Coast with all the hurricanes. So we lost 30,000 units of blood. Wow. And so people can consider rolling up their sleeves and donating blood right now. There's a pretty major shortage.
And speaking of, I mean, what are some ways that the Red Cross is helping specifically? You just mentioned those blood shortages. I mean, obviously that's a necessity right now.
There's a necessity for meeting that patient need, so donating blood of all types. We often see a shortage around this time of year and over the holidays. But we're sheltering, like I said, 7,000 people. We're providing individual financial assistance, disaster mental health, disaster spiritual care, feeding. It's going to be a long-term recovery, so we'll need a lot of volunteers coming up, both here in Idaho and across the country.
Yeah, definitely a lot of help and a lot of resources out there to help as well. All right, well, Nicole, thank you so much for joining us here on the News at 4, and we'll send it over to you, Rachel.